This is so weird. It's saying my kick is misconfigured, but it's still showing like the stream is working. I don't know. Oh, okay, here we are, 8 o'clock. All right, how to make it change? There we go. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I didn't start out the full screen model this time because I want to get right to it. I want quite a few videos I want to watch, and there's been some new things happen that I want to cover that I think are important. So, gonna get right to it. Okay, and gotta start with HLC. It's the law.
PetSmart's AutoShip handles the
And
everyday
okay, gotta
stuff.
start
We
with three.
also have
Oh, a nature quiz.
store.
I'll do that later on my own time.
Hey, boss man, where were you all last week? It was like a full week without one of your videos, and people were jonesing.
If you must ask, I was at Skip Barber Race School. I was learning to race Formula 4s. That was so much fun.
Whoa, look at you now, all certified, a professional racist.
No, kid, it's...
That. Oh my goodness, that's great.
Did someone say professional racist? Here I am.
Oh, it's going to be one of these videos. No, I was explaining to the kid, I went to a race school to learn to race Formula 4s, and I think he got confused that someone who is a professional racer is a professional racist.
No, that's the same thing. Like you go around the car or the track real fast in the cars, and then when you win, you burn a cross and put on a white hood.
No, kid. That's the Democratic National Convention.
No, that's also wrong. Oh my God.
And the whole thing is sponsored by the SPLC.
SPLC. That spells splick, which I also think is a racial slur, so that checks out.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned before the SPLC is the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is, they were actually, I believe, indicted because they were using the money they were given to fight racism to fund racist BS going on to further basically prove how needed they are. They want to claim they were fighting racism, so they had to keep racism going to have something to fight against. Is basically what it was.
I'm never going to win this interaction. Anyways, Ukraine. All around the trench network, the drone chases Russians. The Russian thought he was away. Pop goes the Russian. Yo, what's up, Uncle Sam? That's good.
I gotta remember the origins of Pop Goes the Weasel because it wasn't. I don't think it was really kid oriented. I'm remembering something now.
Kind of catchy. I might have to launch another shirt. Anyways, so we're gonna make a deal with you. I'll let the president talk about it.
So I've talked to the powers that be, mainly me, and we're gonna give you a license to domestically produce Patriot missiles. So that way you're not getting them from anybody else, no one else is losing money on them, and you can make your own.
Cool. No doubt. Only problem with that, thank you, by the way, only problem, we don't really have the money to make those, so anything else?
Well, I'm sure there's always a deal to be made. I like making deals. I'm probably the best deal maker that's ever lived. And have you seen my MRI? Has everyone seen my MRI? The doctor said it was probably the best MRI he's ever seen. So let's go ahead and say, how about we buy drones from you? We'll buy some of your one-way attack drones, so that way you have some money, which we love money here, and then you can take that money, reinvest it, build yourself some Patriot missiles.
Oddly enough, I support this use of my tax dollars. That might work.
How much are the drones?
Yeah. Okay. No.
Now you are directly funding the war effort against me. I mean, a special military operation effort against me.
Yeah, oh. Okay, let's see. Well, first off, how much are the drones gonna be? Because I know nothing about that kind of tech. Yeah, I don't know anything about military technology and capabilities. But at a basic level, I feel a Patriot missile would cost more than a drone. So I'm not really sure if that is gonna work. I don't know for sure though. Like I said, I don't know about the money and stuff. And I'm just thinking I feel Patriot missiles will be more expensive than those drones.
America, I must protest this.
Protest noted. But also, I don't give a shit, and your leader looks like a thumb. Should have won faster. Also, they're defensive weapons only. Like they can't be shot at innocent people. Like I would never advocate for that. But they're strictly defensive weaponry.
You say that, but my S-400 system can do ground attack. I know air defense systems are capable of it.
Yeah, I can't. We build things for single use here because we realize if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none, which is why your S-400 consistently gets bodied by just run-of-the-mill cruise missiles. Now, theoretically, I could shoot at the ground, but I wouldn't be accurate. The payload delivery system isn't designed for that. It wouldn't do shit. It would just be a giant telephone pole smashing into the ground. So, I mean, if you removed, there's a couple of safeties there. You'd have to change some tabular entries, do a terrible radar map. The target would have to be potentially moving, or you would just kind of Hail Mary into whatever.
Yeah, see, he knows what he's talking about, and all that stuff really means nothing to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
So Patriot admits it. My system is more diverse and capable than it is.
If you mean capability by wasting interceptors as throwing them at the ground, yeah, cool, you got that. But when it comes to the actual air defense aspect, you're laughably behind.
He panned back to me because I'm supposed to have a joke. Black people.
You're supposed to have a Russia's mom joke, Buff. Come on. Shame on you.
Oi, dickhead! What the fuck is that parking cone doing over here? This is my beach. Oi, Neil.
Oh, that guy. Okay, I have to make a short detour here. Just a moment. I have to explain what that reminds me of. Let me bring up that seal. Well, show it. Are you gonna show it or not? You're not show a picture of him. These are just ads. You're not showing the actual walrus. Okay, well, if I click on the image it's gonna show, let's see what's gonna show. Okay, well, there down here you can kind of see it. The walrus. Yeah, in Zelda, he's blocking the path they have to get to, so you have to do something to get him to leave. You have to go down here. This walrus. That's what the seal guy makes me think of.
Settle down there, mate. People are just trying to get to work out there in Tassie. And that's the extent of what I know when it comes to Australian euphemisms and synonyms and words.
Every day you push me further. I'm going to deal with you, America.
What? You're going to threaten more stuff and not actually do anything? Show your incompetence on the battlefield? Come at me with your ghost ship of a navy. Good talk, good talk. Anyways, you guys should also know that since the war in Ukraine broke out, 500,000 Russians have declared bankruptcy. Now, this is partially because they're incompetent, but also partially because the banks in Russia have had to, kind of do riskier and riskier loans in order to keep the economy going. As of this year, the Russian economy is going to grow at 0.4%, which is lower than Iran.
Real cocktails, perfectly mixed. Cut water.
What's wrong? I shaved, so now I'm itchy. With a leg razor?
You need the Venus pubic razor too.
It's wild.
Damn, I didn't know feeding Russia's mom after we boinked was gonna prop up the economy that much. I should probably stop paying her.
Well, finally the Russia's mom joke. Thank you.
My mother is not a prostitute.
Oh, no. I would never compare that lovely woman to a prostitute. Day laborer and maybe contortionist, those are both reasonable. America, the great China, has led by example. We have now sentenced a public official who was taking bribes to the sum of 325 million of your dollars, and have sentenced him to death.
On the one hand, love the idea. Yeah, bribery is a huge problem. We call it lobbyists. It's a kind of a weird thing that we do here. Like, we make it legal, and anyways. But also,
Okay, before he brought up lobbyists. And now it's my turn to go on a tangent and tell a story. Until I was my throat messed up. Until I was 17, I thought lobbyists were just people who sat in lobbies all day. I had this mental image of a guy in he was in a business suit, sitting on a bench in a lobby, and there's a huge potted fern next to him. And all he did was sit on the bench and fiddle with his cufflinks all day. That's all he did. Until I was 17, that's where I thought a lobbyist was.
it's important to note, like, who probably bribed that guy is more important than the number. But, broken clock, twice a day, that whole thing.
Recently we've caught several people, including a mayor in Los Angeles, who, was giving information to the Chinese, and we haven't sentenced them to death, but I feel like turnabout's fair play here.
Sentencing people to death is barbaric. There's a reason.
Shit! You sentence your people to death. You have no room to talk.
Most of the countries in the world don't do it.
Most is a bit of a stretch, but also, I mean, you could go your way, say, we don't sentence anybody to death, beans on toast, or whatever the fuck you say, and then just import a bunch of people that kill your civilians anyways. That's wild.
See,
Oh yeah,
there you
we
go.
have defeated the Americans and we have kicked them out of the World Cup. Wonderful job, Belgium. Now maybe perhaps they'll shut up and show a little bit of humility.
250 years and you still don't know us. That's not gonna fucking happen.
Guys, relax. They beat us fair and square, 4-1. Let them have it. They knocked us out. It is what it is.
Wait. Belgium's a country? I thought it was a city in Germany.
Yes, and Brussels was actually my mother's favorite city in Europe that she's been to.
We are never beating the allegations about our education system.
Yeah, that's a good point, kid. Yeah, you fucking diet Germans over there want to talk all this fucking shit, but I didn't hear you talking any shit in the 40s, partially because I wasn't there, but I'm living vicariously through previous generations.
The big one has never heard of a Belgian waffle.
Oh, yes, I have. They're the blue ones. If you're curious, you should just Google what a blue waffle is.
No, I'm pretty sure I don't want to.
You could probably include Belgium as well.
No, dudes, don't do it. Don't. Oh, that got me in the early 2000s, man. That was wild. Hey, nerd, can you Google something for me?
Not only no, but hell no. Hell fucking no.
I need the world to understand that anytime they beat America at something, it's just because we don't care enough about it. Seriously, every time. The whole Ford versus Ferrari thing. We were just like, you know what? Fuck these Italians. I think Ferrari's Italian. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna fuck these guys up. And what do? We did it in like 2 years. Just started fucking dominating the field. So God, heaven forbid that we start caring about soccer, because I promise you, all you third world countries that have really good soccer players, citizenship and a big old fat paycheck makes them proud to be an American real fucking quick.
And I will ignore the Diet Germany comment. I did some bad shits in the past. It's okay, Belgium. And America, we realized since you started removing your troops from Germany, we have a bit of a capability gap. So we're going to buy some Tomahawk cruise missiles and station them here in Germany, just in case. You know, I can't really agree with the method, but I do agree with the results. That aggressively popping the tit out of Europe. I mean, some countries are really succeeding and other ones are kind of busting at the seams and falling apart. Looking at you, United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is as strong as it ever was.
No, liar. Yeah. Yeah. Your Navy sucks now, dude. The British Navy is not what it once was. No one really respects your king, even though he's just a figure. He has no real authority. He's just ceremonial for the most part. And no one respects him. Not too many people respect your prime minister or his replacement, so shut it. You letting your people be assaulted and killed to look good in your own estimation. Shove it.
It would do you good to remember that.
Yeah, I wonder, are these videos illegal in that part of the world just because, like, the things we say are offensive and hurt people's feelings and therefore illegal? But apparently not stabbing people. That one's not.
Stabbing people is, of course, illegal here. And every time it happens, the person is prosecuted within the full, strength of the law. And we've had a strong bond, you and I, for many years. I would hate to have to show you your place in the world again.
To quote one of your police officers that ran up on a scene and arrested a guy who was stabbed and dying and later died, just because he was the white dude and you assumed he was the aggressor. I don't think you are, mate.
The people of Poland have a long...
Yeah, it took long enough for that phrase to come up here.
history with the United States, and we are as strong as we ever were. And that's because of that I have partnered with Andriel, oh, that's hard to say in this accent, Andriel Industries, to start domestically producing Barracuda cruise missiles here in Poland. Andurill's a fun one. It's so wild. I've been so used to like suits coming in. All of a sudden this dude comes in, flip-flops, goatee, Hawaiian shirt, and he's like, you guys want some awesome missiles and shit? 10 out of 10 would work with that guy. America, can you help us? We had no oil, we had no fuel, we no power. It's terrible here in Cuba. We are at the point that we need you to step in. Yeah, I do want to point out that's not me making that up. That's not, no, like, and I understand that there are people in every country that disagree with like regimes and politicians and things like that. But I was reading an article from a guy who has been visiting Cuba for like 35 years. And the sentiment from many of the Cubans is like, the people in charge don't care about us. And many of them are like, that was a direct quote. We want America, and specifically the Trump administration, to step in because they don't care about us. They only want to line their own pockets, and we, the people, are suffering. So that's a real thing, which is crazy.
Look at me. I'm the president of peace. We've had problems.
Yeah, it's them. And see, also, discernment is key. I usually talk about that in, from a Christian, scriptural, biblical, whatever term you want to use, standpoint in discerning the text, but just in general, in the everyday life, secular life too, everything. The people are not the same as the government when it comes to countries. Those are two different things. Please do not confuse the two.
With Cuba since forever. And look at this. We're right here. And they want to work with us. The people do. We don't care about the government. So I make you a deal. You show up with some of those nice cigars and the thick Latinas. We'll build some resorts. We'll start working together. I'm okay with that. Oh, shit. Thick Latinas and resorts? Hey, Russia, your mom's fired.
Good. Now you can shut up your mouth.
I'm just kidding. I'll probably call her up here in a few weeks. But, this is exciting.
Now, if y'all excuse me, I have a domestic problem I need to deal with, California. For the love of God, can you just stop being so stupid all the time?
No.
This is the largest tax hike in your state's history. And it's just going to affect the middle class. That's all it's going to do. It's a tax on healthcare costs. The premiums went through the roof. And they're taxing software downloads, which I don't even know how you could manage that. But
What? Software... I gotta listen to this.
it's neither here nor there. And their own people are referring to this as the largest tax hike in state history. Meanwhile, the largest growing state when it comes to large businesses is Ohio, like 3 years running. You're failing. It's all because you're fascist dictators withholding aid from the people of California, so we have to find it somewhere else and take care of all the undocumented peoples that...
Yeah, or you could just quit all your waste and fraud and use the money you're not wasting to help your people.
are here, and the people who need help and drug rehabilitation and free like Narcan and methadone and all these other things, the help that they need. Help, you say? What's interesting is we're taught not to feed the animals. So I have a dissimilar idea about how to deal with the undesirables there. Lancer, no, down, sit. I can't. Another crazy one. Another insane one. Why do I do this to myself? Like, why am I so good at war? America. Kind of busy right now, taxing issues, wildfires all over the country. Mitch McConnell is basically weekend at Bernie's in our fucking government. What? I'm busy. Do not turn your back on me. America. I was trying to thank you for not interrupting the week-long procession of individuals who were in mourning for the death, the murder, martyrism, martyrdom, words, anyways, of my Ayatollah Khomeini. But now, since you want to ignore me, I'll get your attention another way. Oh, is that a civilian vessel going through the strait without talking to the IRGC? Maybe I'll shoot at it.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon.
Don't touch the boat.
Looks like Cappy.
It's for American boats, but
whether you're a professional technician or simply take pride
I mean that's
in
the
maintaining your own
standard.
cars,
But you know,
Harbor
hey, there's
Freight
always exceptions.
Don't.
Yeah, that's right. Don't talk about it. Be about it, motherfucker.
I'll do it. I'm not bluffing.
Do it. Do it, camel jockey. Come on, give me a missile. I'll fucking do it for you.
Buff, you are not helping. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't touch a boat. Oops. I did it again, as Britney Spears would say. Oh, come on, man. I'm getting so tired of this. Buff.
I can't believe the stupid son of a bitch did it. Oh, man, this next part is so much fun.
Just go. Just go handle it. And show some fucking restraint this time.
Restraint? So you don't want me to carry bombs? You want me to drop DVDs of that time I was with Russia's mom and she had me tied down to the tarmac and I was so close. I was so...
For the love of God, stop. Just go bomb them.
Words mean things, man. Ask and you shall receive. Heads up.
Also, after these hits, Patriot, heads up. They're going to throw some stuff at you. Just knock it down if it's affecting the asset. Be ready. I'm always ready. I will say my back is getting a little, messed up. It's hard carrying the weight of this entire war on my shoulders. Well, me and the Air Force. Don't worry, infantry. You had the last war. Maybe you'll get the next one. America, we will retaliate. Yeah. Go on, get on with it. We're just trading these blows back and forth as always. Yeah, they're coming. I got eyes on. All units be advised, fireball. All right, let's go ahead and IFF these bad boys. We're looking good. All right, birds affirm on all incoming TBMs. Should be a short work. I was going to say target lock in that thing, but we don't really say that in the air defense community because it's not the same. Anyways, yeah. So, send it. All right, splash all. We're good. How did you like that, America?
Honestly, kind of anticlimactic. Like, you picked on a boat, We killed some more of your people, destroyed some more of your shit. You fired back. We knocked everything down, and we're in the same position. You lost people and equipment. We lost money for missiles. We're exactly where we were beforehand. But you're still going to have idiots on Twitter. America's losing. By what fucking metric, you idiot?
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Do. Yeah, I didn't even look at the comments. Oh, by the way, this is about, I believe, the cuts to USAID is what that's about. Oh, and this story I want to get to next, but, well, I think I also have it, well, it's this story right here. Oh, yawn first, okay. Yeah, let's get to, yeah, her name, Anne Widdecombe, former conservative minister, murdered at 78. I'm changing it because this says she dies, but no, she was murdered. They already arrested somebody. It was not natural causes. Born in 1947, oh, same as my mom, Widdecombe served as a Conservative MP from 1987 to 2010, held key roles like Shadow Home Secretary, and later joined the Brexit Party and Reform UK as its immigration spokesperson. Known for her sharp rhetoric, devout faith, and opposition to abortion, she also charmed audiences on Strictly Come Dancing with the lifted Dame Anne routine. Tributes poured in from figures like Richard Tice, who called her true legend, Kemi Badenoch, who praised her as formidable, and Nigel Farage, highlighting her unyielding principles and wit. She was murdered in her home. Yeah, you see someone saying she was murdered in her home. Okay, this is about some activist. Okay, yeah. No. Yeah. Talking about it. Yeah, okay, now he's saying apologize because he's getting backlash for, so, yeah. That was his first thing, was to do it. Adam Bolton, do I know that name? I think I do. Yeah. Yeah. They believe, people who think now is time to do it. Oh, okay, this one. Oh, this is Adam Bolton. It says, disgraceful scenes on Sky News as a smirking Adam Bolton rants about Anne Widdecombe as a spinster, an old maid. Oh my god. Dude, this is 2026. Quit acting like that means anything. Oh, and virgin. Well, speculating about private. Okay. Dude. Who cares? A lot of people upset. And now this, you see this post said right here. Weird how they suddenly think the skin color of a perpetrator is extremely important when it's a white person. Yes, a lot of times they will say, we're not going to talk about who the person is or what they look like. Yeah, but as you see, if the perpetrator is white, they will mention it. What's coming that? Yeah, she's not afraid of death because she'll go to heaven. That's good. People saying no. Okay. Yeah, here it says, yeah, you'll see a white British man. But ideology is colorless, just so people know. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, good. Someone's telling, yeah. Okay, and then that, just a lot of people talking, you know, about how they were, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, there you see him saying it, that they never specify race for Muslim crimes, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. So yeah, that was it. And she was, I know, I just saw a clip about her earlier today. I didn't know they showed that clip because she'd been murdered, but it was about her basically saying those people are all about, you know, restricting speech because it might hurt someone's feelings. She's like, grow up, Paris. Basically, was her response to that. And now this is else I want to cover. Oh, I gotta yawn. Yawn again first. Moyashell bonfire lit early with replica mosque despite PSNI plans. That was yesterday. It was a effigy basically saying they're done, they're tired of the stuff going on here. Okay. And I think, let me just see. I think I saw Jake Monroe had a thing about marmalade, not right. Marmalade, no, 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 no. You can't be on that. It's okay. I love you. There's spots for you to be, but you can't be there. Where is it? Here it is. It's kind of long, but that's okay. We got
How do you come
time.
up with these delicious flavor combos?
Oh, your parents never.
There is a tradition, a sectarian tradition here in Northern Ireland, where on the 11th night of July, there are huge bonfires that are lit throughout Northern Ireland, okay? There's like these huge, massive towers of shipping pallets, like wooden shipping pallets, and on the 11th night, they're set on fire. Every single year, what they do is they create these gigantic, like 30, 40, 50 feet wooden pallet bonfire towers, and they set them alight every year on the 11th night, right? They're absolutely huge. This is not even the biggest one. Some of them are like skyscraper size. Some of them are like they're like two-tiered. Some of them have internal structures. Kids play around on the inside of them before they set them on fire. They do have a tendency to fall over. In 1690, Protestant King William, this is the bit that I knew about, King William III of Orange, William of Orange, defeated the Catholic King James II at the Battle of the Boyne in Ireland. The victory was part of the wider Williamite War and the glorious revolution that secured Protestant ascendancy in Britain and Ireland. Supporters of William lit bonfires to celebrate his arrival and victories. One popular story says fires were lit on the hills of counties Antrim and Down to help guide Williamite ships through Belfast Lough at night. The tradition of lighting bonfires on July 11th evolved into the 18th century, in the 18th century among Ulster, which is Northern Ireland, Ulster Protestants as a way to mark the eve of the 12th. 12th itself features parades by the Orange Order and other loyalist groups. So how it works today is on the evening of July 11th, large bonfires, often made of wood pallets and scrap wood, are built and lit in many loyalist neighborhoods across Northern Ireland. These are often accompanied by street parties, music, and marching bands. Okay, so it's a very big, jovial celebration, and it has to do with the Battle of Boyne. once again, as many things are actually in Northern Ireland. So that's why we have these, okay? Now, before I get into the current contention that is going on, let me show you exactly what happened last year. Now, last year, they usually, sometimes they put effigies on the tops of these bonfires. Sometimes they put effigies on the top. It could be a political person, it could be some sort of building, it could be something to symbolize something. Usually it's a flag. Usually, more likely than not, it's a tricolor Irish flag, and they burn that. So let me show you what the effigy they used last year that caused quite a significant amount of contention. That was the effigy that they placed on top of one of these towering monolithic bonfire structures that they then promptly burned. Hell yes, more of this. Okay, this is good stuff, good shit. Okay, more of this. This caused quite the stir. Yes, quite a lot of leftists are upset about this. A lot of leftist politicians are upset about this. A lot of Muslims are upset about this. So all the right people were upset by this. So this was the growing sentiment this time last year. In fact, exactly this time last year, because this was published on the 10th of July, 2025. So this is Info Migrants. So this is probably going to be a really funny article. So let's read a bit about this. Plans to burn an effigy of migrant boat atop a bonfire in one small town in Northern Ireland have been condemned by some politicians in the country as disgusting and hateful. Supporters of the bonfire claim it's a cultural expression, much like the things. So there it is in all its glory right there. That's where it was, 2025. The Northern Irish working class who get...
Yeah, I just want to say, and again, freedom of expression, given things that have been done by others, yeah, there should be no double standards, is what I'm trying to say. There should be no double standards about this kind of stuff. You're either for it or you're against it.
Get off the couch smoking weed all day,
freedom
just
of
long enough to
expression,
build these hulking wooden structures that are truly incredible works of engineering. No one employed is making these things. This year, an effigy of a migrant boat with life-size dummies, life-size black dummies wearing life jackets, was placed on top of a bonfire pyre due to be lit in the village of Moygashel. Wouldn't you know it, Moygashel actually outdid themselves this year, but we're going to look at that in a sec. County Tyrone. In the coming days, below the effigy, signs were placed in wooden packing cases stating "Stop the boats" and "Veterans before refugees." I know, how contentious.
Yeah, we got that same problem here in the U.S. Sad to say.
How unbelievably hateful these people are. Stopping the boats of undocumented migrants. Prioritizing British veterans over refugees. These monsters. Condemnation. Many politicians condemned the effigy. Colm Gildernew from Sinn Féin, not surprised. A party that would like to unite the island of Ireland, described the act as absolutely disgusting. Okay, you don't want Sinn Féin being in control of anything, okay? They are woke pro-migrant. The act was fueled by sickening racist and far-right attitudes.
Okay, Sinn Féin. I want to look them up. Just a minute. Oh, Democratic, Republican, and Democratic Social. Okay, those. Oh, a split in the IRA. Oh. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it's a Republican and Democratic Socialist political party. Those terms do not belong together. That is just crazy.
And literally nothing else. Oh yeah. Gildernew said he believed the act was fueled by sickening racist and far-right attitudes that have come out of nowhere. These racist and far-right attitudes have come from nowhere and has been encouraged by nothing, because all of these migrants that have come over have integrated perfectly into society and are tax-paying members of society. Gildernew called for the effigy to be removed immediately, calling it a clear incitement to hatred. Someone should inform Gildernew how Middle Eastern Muslims feel about white Christians. Those who come to our island to make it their home are not the enemy. They are our friends, our neighbors, and are welcomed, cherished, and valued by the vast majority of people here. Well, Gildernew is a shocking and absolutely mind-blowing dipshit, okay? Gildernew should be nowhere near politics. I would just like to remind everybody, and Gildernew, if you're watching this dipshit, that this was before Stephen Ogilvy had his eyes gouged out by a Sudanese guy. And also, this Sudanese guy that gouged out this deaf white guy's eyes was literally his neighbor, okay? They're our friends, our neighbors. Yes, Stephen Ogilvy extended friendship to his neighbor as he welcomed him, and then his eyes were gouged out by the Sudanese culture. So what a stellar prick Colm Gildernew is. Would you like to see what Moigashell did this year to outdo themselves, to remind everybody that they don't give a and that they're not gonna they don't care about being called hateful, racist, or far right, because they want to stand by what matters. They want to stand up for what matters, and that is protecting Irish and Northern Irish people from these barbaric cultures that are invading our nations. Would you like to see what they did this year? They put a mosque on the top. You gotta hand it to the Northern Irish, man. You might not understand a word they say, but goodness gracious, do they have a sense of humor. Oh, they put an entire mosque effigy on the top of this wooden monolith here, this edifice. And you can see the statement they're trying to make here, just in case the mosque on top of the soon-to-be pyre is not clear enough. Secure our borders, end the threat of radical Islam. Now, we have been shown time and time again, over and over again, repeatedly we are being reminded that politicians only respond to one thing and one thing only, and that is acts of civil disobedience. They don't give a flying fun about street protests or quiet, peaceful protests, or letters of indignation, people expressing their dissatisfaction with their open borders, or the fact that their culture is being erased. People are not assimilating into Irish or British culture. It's being erased so that their culture can prevail. And the only thing politicians respond to are acts of civil disobedience, like the Northern Irish are doing, like I do, like people like me do. Oh, you can express your dismay within the confines of the law, and they will not give a flying They've just put you on vibrate. They ain't picking up the phone. But you show up at the door. Hey, what's up, prick? I noticed you're not answering the phone, so I came to your house, you idiot. I know you labor leftists are desperate for these savage cultures to invade our shores so that you can rely upon them to continually vote for you and have a perpetual, unending labor governance of this country where you get to line your pockets. It's shit like this that gets politicians out of their seats and have to talk about it. Do you know what happened when people like Wayne Broadhurst were killed, or whenever Henry Novak was? Do you know what happened? Nothing happened. Oh, but stuff did happen with Henry. 7 months later, Keir Starmer, the police, the government, Labour MPs, they knew this had happened, and for 7 months said absolutely nothing. Wayne Broadhurst stabbed in the middle of the street for absolutely no fucking reason other than an angry migrant just wanted to express his anger. Keir Starmer said absolutely nothing. You do shit like this, you do shit like the Belfast riots, suddenly the politicians have to acknowledge it, if even to just say they denounce it. But they have to address it now. Now you can imagine that politicians were outraged by this, and the people of Moigashell who outdid themselves were most likely ordered to take this down. And I'm sorry to say they were ordered to take it down. Okay, there were the moment this went viral, the moment the pictures started circulating on the internet, and the moment people knew about it, and the moment the politicians got hold of the information, they were unfortunately ordered to take it down. And yes, one guy was arrested. We'll get to that in a second. However, you will be happy to know that before they took it down, they burned it.
At the Vermont Country Store, we believe Vermont is a
Yeah, I do like
place
buying
that
stuff
calls
from
you
there, by the
home.
way.
Yay!
It sounds like fireworks. Do they got fireworks in there too, or is that or is that just the sound of the stuff popping? There's so much of it.
I'd rather burn it prematurely than not burn it at all.
Where are the marshmallows?
Oh, yes, chat. Oh, yes. A fiery baptism. Behold, a mosque, an effigy of the Muslim faith, succumbing to a conflagration that represents Christianity. What a microcosm of what is to come. I, for one, welcome this. Christianity putting its foot down, ridding itself of performative narcissists and old people that are afraid of death, and instead bringing it back to its core roots, which is the defense of our nation against all of these foreign invaders. Christianity and nationalism are what has allowed white people to exist for as long as they have while being a global minority. There's tons of Africans. I don't know if you've noticed this. There's also shit tons of Indians. There's also metric of Chinese people, and yet here we stand, immovable, immutable. We cannot be changed. We cannot be removed. We cannot be defeated. They've gotten close, but no cigar. Oh, I guess your god's no good. Muhammad will get a win one day, but it's not today, fellas. So one guy was actually arrested for this, and we're gonna get into that right now. Arrested for putting a mosque on top of a bonfire. Arrested for what? This is not a Muslim country. How could that possibly be the case? This is not a Muslim country. We don't have a Muslim king or a Muslim prime minister. Only it's a religion that barely 20% of the UK follows. So why is this such a problem?
It's a problem. Oh man, yeah, you have. Oh, oh, and there are. We said don't have Muslim prime minister, Muslim king. There are doubts about that. There's been a lot. I've heard talk that people think Charles is a Muslim and he's been a Muslim for a while. He's just not being public with it. And then of course there's a lot of memes making Keir Starmer look like a Muslim. So there's that. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by. I'm just watching Jake talk about that effigy thing they burned in Northern Ireland that had the mosque on it.
Why were people arrested for this? I'm curious. Why would Labour enforce arresting people over blasphemy of a religion that is barbaric by its very nature, by its very admission? By its very admission, its own admission is barbaric, is hateful of Christianity, is hateful of non-Muslims. So let's have a look at the Morgashell. Loyalists tipped off about PSNI plans to remove the Morgashell hate display. The hate display. So loyalists who are responsible for burning the shit down were tipped off about the police service of Northern Ireland, and their plans to remove the effigy from the bonfire. So they burned down the bonfire proactively with a little bit of initiative, so that it wasn't going to be removed, so they can still make their statement. Loyalists in the County Tyrone village where a replica mosque was placed on a bonfire were tipped off that police were mobilized to remove the sectarian and racist hate display. What's racist about it? I thought Islam was void of any sort of racial affiliation. It's actually just a religion and nothing else. The model mosque was set alight after police moved in to remove it on Thursday night. Yeah, fellas. Yeah, fellas. Prominent loyalist Jamie Bryson has now claimed that people on the ground in Morgashell know rank and file police officers. Yes, so a lot of these sectarian fellas, they will know the police by name. They know each and every single one of them. He also...
Yeah, I'm also a bit disappointed because, as I mentioned when we were watching the video of it burning, no marshmallows. I never saw any sign that anyone brought marshmallows to enjoy of course, given how big the thing was they burned, they probably didn't want to get too close. Yeah. You don't mess with fire. You just don't.
Said they knew members of the PSNI's tactical support group, a specialist riot squad, and that they were aware of the unit's movements and the officers were mobilized. The police here in Northern Ireland, they can't really do much against the sectarianism. The most they can do is just work together to not. The hate display was due to be lit on Friday as part of the July 12th celebrations. 2 signs were placed on the pyre reading "Secure Our Borders" and "End the Threat of Radical Islam," while a figure holding what appears to be an ISIS flag was also added. Excuse me, but burning an effigy of ISIS? Well, that's just a little too bigoted and hateful for us. Are you serious? That's unbelievable. Leave ISIS alone, says Labour. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'm remembering, yeah, we did not defeat ISIS. No, we did not. And big surprise, they're still causing trouble.
Leave ISIS alone, says your leftist government. That's unacceptable. A UVF flag was also hoisted nearby. Police who were treating the bonfire as a hate-motivated criminal offense. That's right, guys. Wanting secure borders for your nation, therefore keeping your citizens and your family and friends and your countrymen safe from being stabbed or beheaded in a park, or that's hateful. They want to remind you that wanting to defend yourself while you're being punched in the face, metaphorically, by these invading cultures, they want you to keep your hands by your side. Any attempt to shield yourself from what is happening will be considered hateful and unjustified. So the
Yeah, well, yeah, be calm, and remember, this is not here in America. If someone told me I couldn't yeah, well, I honestly don't know if I moved over, if I was in the UK, if I'd give a crap if someone told me I couldn't defend myself. Honestly, I do not. I probably do anyway.
police moved into Morgashell to remove the offensive display on Thursday night. However, the pyre was then set alight before it could be taken down. Yes, and you. Prominent loyalist Jamie Bryson, who spoke at a rally before the pyre was lit, has now said that loyalists in Morgashell knew about PSNI movements in advance of their operation. I think there was pretty widespread knowledge at a certain point that the police had been mobilized and were common, he said. People know people in the police and the fire service and all of that. Not me, by the way. I just want to be clear. No police officer told me anything. But I mean, there was other people on the ground who know rank and file. Police officers. I'll stop doing the accent, I'm sorry. Who know people in the TSG units and where they were, and that the police were being mobilized. The loyalist also revealed he liaised with a senior PSNI officer throughout Thursday. On the same day, a social media page used by Morgashell Bonfire Association also appeared to suggest organizers were aware of plans to remove the hate display. Due to confirmation of contractors moving in and removing the bonfire, the decision has been made to light it up ASAP, because a point needs to be made. The decision that anyone with a PSNI fire may have tipped off the bonfire builders about an imminent police is deeply concerning. Yeah, is it really surprising to anyone out there that the people of Northern Ireland, the sectarian organized crime groups of Northern Ireland, have people working in the police? I think that makes perfect sense to do that, actually. A 56-year-old man has been charged with incitement to hatred and is due to appear at Dungannon Magistrates Court on Friday. Could you imagine that courtroom? They bring the guy in. You are being charged for a hate crime for, looks at notes, burning an ISIS flag, the terrorist group known as ISIS, who like behead people. And
Yeah, this is. Oh well, I already covered it. Was it Wednesday about the woman who moved to Ireland from New York, and she was murdered by her refugee boyfriend or whatever. Yeah. happens
women.
too much.
How do you plead for showing such a hateful display towards a protected group of terrorists? How do you plead for the charges of wanting to defend your country and your nation and demanding the bare minimum from your government, supplying your country with borders that work? You know, like every other country on earth, they're allowed their borders. If you went up to any leftist and you're like, do you think that the people of Bangladesh deserve strong borders to protect themselves against invading cultures? And they'd be like, yeah, I really do think that. Yeah, I really do think that. Yeah. What about India? What about Thailand? What about Kenya? Do you think they deserve to have strong borders to protect themselves against invading cultures whose religion has it in their scriptures that they should kill them? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really do think so. Yeah. Right. Do you think white people in British country should have strong borders to protect themselves against invasion? No, that's racist. That's white supremacist. That's shit. Ray, thank you for the very eloquent response. Thank you for the double standard. It's all the time.
Yeah, it is. It's such it's so annoying. Yeah, and yeah, I did mention double standard earlier, and seriously, like, okay, there are some things where, like, different viewpoints, you can have a compromise in, like, the live and let live. But when they're refusing to let you live, no.
Isn't
That's
it?
where the
One rule
compromise
for them,
ends.
another for us. Every other country on earth is allowed to defend their country and their culture and their faith and their ethnicity. They're allowed to do that. They're allowed to fight for things and preserve things like their ethnicity, like their culture, like their race, like their architecture, like their societal trust. They're allowed to protect those things, govern themselves, police each other. But whenever it comes to white people, no, you can't do that. That's white supremacist. That's racist. That's fascism. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to explain to me how. How do you plead to this crime? Well, Your Honor, I don't think I did, mate. No, you did. It says here you put a mosque on top of a pyre. No, mate, I don't think I did. I don't think I did, mate, is what he's gonna say. Is what he should say. So that's the story.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other effigies throughout Northern Ireland. I fully support the loyalists of Northern Ireland putting a mosque effigy, putting effigies of Muslim representation on top of their bonfires to send a message to the politicians out there that they want the bare minimum from their government, which is stronger borders and an emphasis on preserving the culture that is already here. We don't need to be bringing in more cultures to enrich ourselves, no matter what the mayor of Belfast says. We are already culturally enriched because there's already a culture here. Example 1 being the bonfires. That's culture right there. There is a rich history in Northern Ireland, a rich history that has customs and celebrations that still go on today, that are still celebrated today. We don't need more cultures, especially the kind of cultures that eat food with their hands and cut out a deaf white man's eyes.
Okay. Well, tonight was pizza night, and there were also boneless wings, so I did eat with my hands. I just want to say that. And I support pizza freedom.
Or come over here and live off of the taxpayers' money on welfare and free housing, on benefits, taking jobs from teenagers if they decide to work at all. Cultural enrichment is a insult. Do you know what that is? Cultural enrichment is the implication that we have no culture, that we lack one. We lack a definable culture, that there's nothing here worth celebrating. There's nothing here worth getting excited about or preserving. There's nothing here. Cultural enrichment through the mass migration of third worlders into your country is a insult. The next time you hear a politician talking about something like cultural enrichment as a PC term for mass migration and ethnic replacement, just know that they've just insulted you to your face. Excuse me, love. We've got plenty of culture here already. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe someone should have explained to the mayor of Belfast why there's a gigantic, beautiful town hall building there in the first place, why it looks that way, why we have the celebrations we have, why we talk the way we talk. Maybe she missed it. She wants to talk about ignorance. She's ignorant of her own culture that she was excited to replace with mass migration, that she was excited to replace with another culture that she thought was more enriching. Insulting. You should not be voting for mayors or politicians or council leaders or any of these people that talk about things like cultural enrichment. Cultural enrichment is a lie. We are already culturally rich. To suggest that England has no culture is to be ignorant.
Come shopping with me at James Avery. One of my favorite things about James Avery is that you can actually personalize certain jewelry.
Okay, that's it. So now we're going to go over to Twitter about the comment. Yeah, see what and here's, yeah, this is talking about it. Going back. Yeah, the response, we're talking about it. In many African countries, Muslims burn Christian villages and then kill inhabitants just because they are Christian. Oh, and this person. This person is a pot stirrer, by the way. I've seen a lot of their posts there. They do things. Yeah, and here's a video of it burning. Yeah, Jake played it too, and first I thought it sounded like fire. I wasn't sure if it was fireworks, as well, but it was actually just the wood popping as was burning, the wood crackling. Oh, is that the real Alex Jones chiming in, or just one of them? Saying that, yeah. There's more of it. Oh, this is interesting. This post here. Yeah, the bonfire with the mosque up on top set alight by anti-immigration activists to protest the threat of Islamic immigration. A local imam threatened that someone would get killed if they dared to do this. Okay. Oh. She just looks like a Karen. Someone gonna say that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So she's actually in favor of it. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, these days, but yeah, because I wasn't listening to the audio, but yes, it was. There it is, and mm, mm, yeah, It looks like most people are in favor of it. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. So now we're gonna go to something else, some local news. Oh wait, just a moment. I've got to just wanna stop and start recording for a moment. Keep these an hour long.